भैरवकालिके नमोस्तुते. जय माध्य, जय माध्य, जय माध्य, जय कैफा परंपरा, जय श्री गुरु पामा खेपा, जय श्री गुरु श्यामा खेपा, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माँ, जय माध्य, जय माँ. So good morning, and we're back on yet another video. Some of you might be wondering why Ma is without any flowers. So a specific sankalpa I am in, I'm not offering her any flowers. So don't worry, don't become saddened. Offer the flowers that you wish she had at your own asan, to the photographs that you have kept of Ma in your own houses. A desire for you to see her with flowers, please offer it in your own asan. I am going through a specific states where we are not offering any flowers to Ma right now. After that we will, if she wants it. Right now there is no flower for her. Feel free to offer it to her. So today's subject is about the highest form of Shiva. What is the highest form of Shiva? What is Mahakal and what is Kala Bhairava, and what is the highest states of being Shiva itself? Shiva is by itself, Shiva is a state of consciousness, and the higher you rise, the higher you are able to perceive it. So among the Mahavidyas we have Ma Bhuvaneshwari, who is Trigunatmika. Worship of Ma Bhuvaneshwari happens all over India. Forms might look different. They might call Ma Bhuvaneshwari as Maakali, adore her with saris. Ideally, actually, they are worshipping either Ma Bhuvaneshwari, or when the asana rises higher, it is Ma Tripura Sundari, the heights of Rajasi Guna, where she is still Guna Atit, beyond the Gunas, and also Trigunatmika, Ma Tripura Sundari. However, the highest Guna she holds is Rajasi Guna. So Ma Bhuvaneshwari, with all the three gunas, she will bless. She has the ability to bless you with abundance in all three gunas. Then she rises higher and she attains a state of Ma Tripura Sundari, where Rajasi Guna Deva, as per the standards of the Deva Loka, it is Rajasi Guna as per the standards of the Deva Loka, and not Rajasi Guna as per the standards of human Mrityu Loka. That even Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh attain that state of absolute equilibrium, shunyata, with the state of Ma Tripura Sundari, and they're all in states of intense bliss in the Rajasi Guna that she is. Then she rises higher, the Samudra Manthan happens, the poison is consumed, Ma takes in Mahesh on her lap, and he attains a state of, going higher and higher and attaining the states of Mahakala, Bhairava, Kala Bhairava, Vatuka Bhairava. All of that happens above once you rise beyond the Rajasi Guna into Sattva, and then goes the highest, the cosmic womb, that is the cosmic tamas, the cosmic gestation, where everything is birthed in that 10-month period within a human woman. A lady births life in 10 months, just like the cosmic womb that is Kali. Right? So this is just something that we have spoken about multiple times in this channel itself. However, let us now speak about the highest form of Shiva itself. Many of you already know this, that the sadhana vidhi that I give out will always put a lot of stress on the Adyakali's tava, right? Not the strotam, the Adyakali's tava, because it beautifully envisions the perfect, how do you put it? The perfect way to put Adya itself. Adya is not divine masculine, nor is she divine feminine. She is actually at that state of consciousness where there is, you will not be able to quantify her merely as Devi or merely as a form. She is beyond that. And for this specific path, Adyakali is also the highest state of Shiva. How? What is the logic? So we go to understand Kali in any form, to understand Kali or even speak about Kali. Till Ma Tara, you are okay to fix her and teach or propagate her from iconography towards Jnana. So you see the iconography, you see the srotams, you see all the literature you have on Ma Tara, and then you may proceed to her sadhana. However, to understand Kali, you cannot go from iconography to understanding. You should first go from the sadhaka So which means Kali is at that state wherein she's a cosmic challenge, right? How high can the sadhaka rise? To understand Kali, you understand her sadhaka. You cannot simply look into her temple and try to understand Kali, you will not understand her. You cannot simply recite her slokas and strotams and things that you will understand her, you will not understand her. Every powerful Kali Kshetra once had an immensely powerful sadhaka. It all begins from the sadhaka. To understand Kali, you must understand her kappa. You should understand her mad sadhaka. Only then you will be able to make sense of Kali. Otherwise, you will not be able to make sense of this form at all. It ends with Matara, making sense of a deity based on iconography, making sense of a deity based on written literature. It ends with Matara, right? When you go to Maakali, it is always a challenge between the sadhaka who refuses to give up, refuses to contain himself within the written standards. He is always having that sense of what is higher. No, this cannot be higher. This I have attained already. So there should be something that is higher than this. What is it? This state of the sadhaka allows you to consume Kali. If you do not attain this state, you will not be able to go close to Kali. This state, so what am I saying? Am I asking you to simply become a madman? No. Understand the sadhaka to understand Kali. This is what I'm trying to convey over here. When the sadhaka, let's say Raktabija, intense state of sadhana attains the entire literature simply quantifies him as a Rakshasa, but no, he is a sadhaka. And Raktabija is the pathway itself to attaining higher states of Maakali. As he rises above Ma Bhuvneshwari, attains all the three gunas, rises above Ma Tripura Sundari, attains the state of Ma Tara. The moment you attain oneness with the form that is Ma Tripura Sundari, you are liberating Brahma, and your entire bloodline is already open, right? We have spoken about this in multiple videos. So once your bloodline is already open, beyond that, Brahma by himself, he need not give you the boons of creation. Creation is his forte, right? But the moment you liberate Brahma itself, because your bloodline goes all of our bloodline goes all the way till Brahma. The moment you rise above Ma Tripura Sundari, not by simply choosing to do the sadhana of Kali or by choosing to do the Ma Tara sadhana, the moment you rise above Brahma, that is when you are actually liberating. That bloodline has liberated Brahma. And he will give you all the boons of his own Shakti, which is creation, right? So when Raktabija, each drop is falling on the ground and he is able to cultivate another Raktabija, merely means that he is risen above Brahma. Ma Durga, who is the highest state of the Rajasic Guna, here embodies the same Rajasic Guna that is within Ma Tripura Sundari as a Vidya, right? 16-year-old, bountiful, and carrying the entire bloodline within her, the womb is within her. She can birth anything and create exceptional states of wealth, states of wisdom, everything is within her, right? Rajasic to the highest core. The moment you liberate Brahma, Raktabija becomes so powerful that he cannot be contained by Ma Durga, who is nothing but the warrior form of the mother. The warrior, the highest states of Rajasic Guna, the same Vidya is activated between both. It is nothing but Ma Tripura Sundari, the Shodashi, the 16-year-old heights of Rajasic Guna, and the same energy within Ma Durga, heights of Rajasic Guna, royal se bhi royal, all the kings, queens will always worship Ma Durga because she is at the highest states of Rajasic Guna. Same, it is the same Mahavidya, right? She is unable to contain because he has already gone beyond Brahma. He has already liberated his bloodline all the way till Brahma. So at that state, he cannot be stopped because he has risen above the third Mahavidya at this point. So this is the crux where you begin to understand Kali. So to understand Kali, you need to understand her mad sadhaka. Her sadhaka must be a little crazy. That is what it is, because he refuses to accept that. Imagine Raktabija facing off Ma Durga, the heights of Devi. In most parts she is seen. See, I've said this before. Every deity has a Para Brahma Rupam, but Para Brahman has a Rupam, that is Adyakali, right? So understand this. So that rage within him that I will rise higher, I cannot even be stopped by Ma Durga. And here you do not simply quantify him as a mere villain. He is Rakshas, right? And 186th name of Kali is Rakshasi, which means ye uska bachcha ban gaya pura, fully her son, right? And he is warring with the Devi, and she is not able to stop him, and she raises him higher. Because ab mere bas ka nahi hai, upar और ऊपर. So here you get a small secret. You must rise above Ma Durga. You must liberate your bloodline to such an extent that you are beyond the controls of Brahma. Brahma can no longer stop you. He can simply only bless you and say, Chalo, you have liberated me. The entire bloodline is full, open. I can only bless you now. And he rises higher. The arrival of Kali must be understood by now. Now we break down her iconography. So this is the iconography in which I have seated her. The Prana Pratishtha is of Adya Mahakali. Right? How do you understand her? As Raktabija rises higher beyond the limits of Ma Durga, she comes. And what does she do? Liberates him, holds him. Right? He is not dead. He is now completely in the clutches of the highest forms of Devi. Adyakali now holds Raktabija, her exceptional son, so intense that she has accepted and taken him and holds him as part of the iconography for eons and eons. So him being there is not that he is being disgraced. He is being rewarded at the highest states, because Mahakali's Sahasranamavali has tamas twice. The word tamasi repeats twice in her name. So she is very clear in this thing, that understand this name. It is eons of sattva, eons of rajasi guna will take you only so much, but he who is mastered tamas, the womb, the cosmic womb, he is the one who will rise to that state. Beyond Brahma, Brahma cannot visualize beyond Ma Tripura Sundari or Ma Durga, he sits there. Beyond that, though, only the sadhaka, Shiva and Shakti will exist. Now, as she rises higher, we understand her iconography a little bit. Why is Mahakal? What is Mahakal? Mahakal is the center of the universe. So the center is here. NASA has no clue where it is. NASA has not even, it does not even know which side to start searching from Earth, because you are not meant to search physically. These are all spiritual things. You can search, you can sit and search, send all your space missions and all that. You are just wasting your time. First you cross and understand the moon properly. You are not even able to understand the moon. From where you will go and find the center of the universe, which is Mahakal. Right? Mahakal is that center of the universe, unmoving, uncaring of anything, in deepest states of meditation. He meditates on who? Adi Shakti, Adya. Unmoving center of the universe. From the center of the universe expands with the Shakti of Devi. Right? There is only one time when this form will move, Mahakala. I'll come back to that. There is another form of Shiva, which is Kalabhairava. What is Kalabhairava known for? Unstoppable force. The force with which he spouts out of highest states of consciousness. That is, for our understanding, Shiva. So, one side we have the most unmovable object that will never move, that is Mahakal. On the other side, we have the most unstoppable force, that is Kalabhairava. When he bursts out, he is unstoppable. Everybody in the Devaloka has to surrender their blood to Kalabhairava. So Bhairava, when he rises, bursts out in exceptional speed, he is unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable. No question of anybody stopping him. Go through the Puranas, you will find exceptional quotes on how he even impales the commander of the armies of Mahavishnu as he enters into Vaikuntha. That much, he cannot be stopped. Bhairava, when he moves, he cannot be stopped. And here, unmoving. So the two extreme polarities within the state of being Shiva. Mahakal, unmoving, center of the universe, from where the universe expands. And this is the unstoppable force, that is Shiva. Dono. So, to understand Mahakala Bhairava, you do not simply say that it is Maha form of Kala Bhairava. No. It is the immovable object, that is Mahakala, and the unstoppable force, that is Kala Bhairava. They race towards one specific point and stay and attain the state of Shunyata. Where do they attain the state of Shunyata? They attain the state of Shunyata under the foot of Adyakali. Right? Which foot? Right foot. Why right foot? Why is the right foot so significant? The right foot is significant because now we go back to the simple iconography of Ardhanarishwara. Right? Shiva and Shakti. Simple representation so that all of us understand this. Simple, right? It is a simple foot. Right side mein Shiva hai. Left side there is Devi. Generally people have not yet gone into the higher state of dhyana, so they will simply keep Ma Parvati one side and Mahesh on the other side and visualize her. But this is secret. The right side is always Shiva, the left side is always Shakti. We are able to visualize to that extent. But now you come to the iconography of Adyakali, the right foot, under which the immovable object and the unstoppable force have come to rest or to the state of shunyata, wherein they are dead. The center of the universe and the unstoppable force have come to the state of shunyata or death. They are zero. They are not moving anymore. And she places her right foot on his chest, the heart chakra. Now the iconography of Devi here should be understood in depth now. By the right foot. The right foot merely means she has mastered and taken full control of that Ardhanarishwara. And the right side is also now Kali. The right side is also Kali, the left side is also Kali, and the divine masculine, the most highest unimagined form of Shiva, which is Mahakala Bhairava, not Mahakala alone, not Kala Bhairava alone, Mahakala Bhairava, which means another altogether an exceptional form of Shiva itself, which is at that state where he is also the center of the universe and also the unstoppable force. Dono together have formed a form called Mahakala Bhairava. It is two important and powerful forms of Shiva coming together at one point, and that point rests under her right foot. Therein, the right foot here signifying that she is such, her Ugrata is such that she now commands even the right side of Ardhanarishwara, and Ardhanarishwara attains a state of 0 or Shunyata, and Devi takes 100. Devi is now 100. Right? There is this line in Adyakali Stava, Tvato Jatam, Jagat Sarvam, Tvama Jagat Janani Shive. You are also Jagat Janani, Adyakali, Adya, Adishakti, whatever be the name that you want to call her, and you are also Shiva. So, which means Adyakali is not one of the forms of Devi, it is Shiva. At the highest state where Shiva, Mahakala, center of the universe, is Shunya. He is an intense states of tapasya and shunyata. He is powering her right foot. And the moksha dwar. What is the moksha dwar? Moksha dwar is Kashi, 208th name of Kali, Kashi. Who administers the moksha dwar? Kala Bhairava, the unstoppable force, comes to rest in Kashi. What does that mean? Under her foot is Kashi. The moksha dwar of liberation, the one who can grant you access to Kashi, is now under her right foot. Now let's quantify this more. Ardhanarishwara, right side of Shiva, the divine masculine disappears from the right side of Shiva and merely becomes a Shunyata under her foot. Left is already Devi. So it's completely Devi now. But Devi is now genderless. She is also Shiva, she is also Shakti, and she is Adyakali. What is under her foot? To summarize again, center of the universe that is unmoving moves for her. So she is powering the whole universe under her right foot. The pranava, the first primordial sound from where the universe, boom, you see, oh, that is now under her right foot, number one. Number two, he who administers the state of moksha, Kala Bhairava. And what is Kashi? Kashika Puradhinata Kala Bhairava. Who is Kashi? Kali. 208th name of Kashi or Kali is Kashi. Right? These 2 points sit at absolute shunyata and power her right side. And how do they power her right side? Is it 50-50? No. The right, which Shiva has always envisioned, will now become absolute state of shunyata. And Shiva's highest form rises as Adya, Adi Shakti. She is 100 and he becomes Shunya, 0. And who gives us this glorious, is this on? Who gives us this glorious form? Who is that great sadhaka who gave us this glorious form, who allowed us to see this glorious form? It is the son of Tamasi. 2 times it repeats in the Kali Sahasranamavali. Tamasi ka son is Rakshas, Raktabija. It is Raktabija who gives access to the highest states of Kali, Adya. So what is the highest state of Shiva? Highest state of Shiva is when Mahakala, the center of the immovable object, moves. And when the Moksha Dwar, the Dwar that gives you access to the state of Kashi, Kashi also a name of Kali, 208th name, dono come together and become one point. So the one point where both sit is the heart chakra of the Mahashunyata. Mahashunyata is Mahakala Bhairava. The Mahashunyata sits in the heart of Shiva. She places her right foot there and complete energy of it is now within her and she becomes 100, full. She is not one of the forms of Devi. She is the highest form of Shiva. Tom Jagat Janani Shive. This is why the Adyakali Stava is the most important thing you need in Adyakali sadhana. Not the, okay. Her Maya, sometimes she will send people running all over the different directions as per their own karmic thing. So, something else I wanted to address is people talking about the Ugrata of Devi. Why is Smashana Nivasini one of her names? And why is her first name Smashana Kalika? Smashana Kali. Why? Is it because she's so cruel that she will only come after you are dead? She will only sit in the grave because you all have to reject all societal standards and sit in the grave? Absolutely not. Why does Devi sit there? Because her child, you, have been placed on a funeral pyre. You have gone through the entire karma. You have burnt yourself out fully and you have been placed on the pyre. All your family members have gone back. Everything you identified as family, as your identity, is now burnt and lying down as ashes. The mother sits there. As the physical body dissipates and the spiritual being rises, she sits there. Just like the mother welcomes the baby on the birthing table, she sits there and welcomes you. So my mother, Ma Smashana Kali, is not a cruel mother. She is the kindest. She welcomes you as you take birth in the Smashana, as the Atma, without the body. It is her birthing you. It is not that she is cruel. It is not that she is so ugra she cannot be approached. Many of us are not fit to approach her yet because there are karmic limitations. Krishna has to sit under the tree. So Smashan Kali sadhana is not a dangerous sadhana. It is merely you pulling the funeral pyre towards you, hastening the death so that you are able to sit there. So which is the highest form of Devi? Highest form of Shiva? It is Adya. Because, go back to the video, watch it a few more times, you will understand this. So I just wanted to address this, which is the highest state of Shiva itself. Adyakali is not the highest state of Devi alone, it is the highest state of Shiva because Mahakal and Kalabhairava, that is the Moksha Dwar towards Kashi, her name is there at her foot, right foot, signifying that now Devi is 100 and Shiva attains the state of Shunyata and she attains the state of 100. She is not devoid of Shiva. She is not devoid of Shiva and running around. She is Shiva. And Shiva's Sarvam Shivamayam simply means Kali is her Maya, her Mahamaya. So just wanted to put this across. A little bit of confusion I noticed here and there on what is Adyakali. Is it just another form of Devi? No. It is Shiva and Shakti together in their highest form. There is no Abhaya Mudra. There is no Varada Mudra anymore in the form I have consecrated. I didn't buy the statue. She was there waiting for me for 5 years, right? There was, I don't know if I've told this, there used to be a crack under this, just exactly in the lower half, but they're not there anymore. So when they brought her home and fixed her, I don't know if I've told this, I've been rambling a lot on this channel, so many times I don't remember what I've spoken. So when they fixed her, brought her home, I said, okay, oh, you have mended the statue, very good. I said, we didn't. Where is the crack? It was not there. So the small chunk was actually, you're supposed to see a small hole there. And it was not there. Because of which they were not able to sell it. The hole didn't exist anymore. So Devi for me is in this form. And in this form, she stands on the heart chakra of Mahakala and Kalabhairava. So the center of the universe under her right foot, the center of the Moksha Dwar under her right foot, powering her right side. So there cannot be a bigger form for Shiva than Mahakala and Kalabhairava, meeting at one point and half his heart chakra where she has her foot. So I think I'm done for today. Just wanted to put a small video on this. And Smashan Kali sadhana, Kali needs to, very soon she will rise as not just one of the important forms of Devi in Hinduism itself. We are now going to witness her rise as the most important form in spirituality itself, the central figure of spirituality itself, because she is not restricted by region, she is not restricted by language, she is not restricted by geographical locations. And the art of sadhana is to rise beyond the states of Brahma, rise and attain the state of Bhairava, to liberate your seed. So I had also promised you that I will speak about the seed. There is not much to go into in that subject. Who owns? See, many people, rich people, famous actors, you would see immediately that their next generation is not able to attain that state. They come on movies, they try to play cricket, but they're not able to go there. Why? What happened? Why did an exceptionally successful man not beget an exceptionally successful son in the same field, though he wanted to and specifically was seen pushing him into that side, but he was not able to rise? Why? It is because he doesn't own the seed. The body is rented. You might be exceptionally successful, most powerful politician ho, actor ho, cricketer ho, footballer ho, whatever you are. You don't own the seed. You are still rented. By the grace, Ma Bhuvaneshwari, Ma Tripura Sundari has put you all the way till there, like Ma Durga standing in front of Raktabija. But beyond that, you have to rise. Only then you can own the seed. How do you own the seed? Who owns his seed? Here you go back to Skanda, avatar of Murugan. How was Mahadeva able to perfectly give Devi 6 balls of fire? Because he was able to place 6 tattva. And he had so much mastery on his seed that he was able to say, okay, these are the 6 things you need, 6 things I give you. Whereas Brahma, if you go through the entire Purana, any Purana you take, he does not have mastery over his seed. He can create. Just like the exceptional film star goes to 10,000 crores, exceptional cricketer goes to 2,000 crores of wealth and record book after record book, but the seed is not owned by him. So the son will not attain that state. He is unable to master and pinpoint that entire Shakti into that seed and say that this boy must become this, because he doesn't own it. Whereas Shiva, the state of Shiva, the state of Mahakala, Bhairava, he can look at and create from his seed, okay, this is what the seed will do. Absolute mastery. Adi, Ananta, who are the father and mother of Shiva? Why does Shiva not have father and mother? Because Shiva has liberated all bloodlines. He has attained the state of being beyond bloodlines, so he will not have father and mother. Simple. That is all it is. And when I have told this before, the moment you liberate your Pitrus, you become the eldest. You are the ancestors' entire sum total. You are not the body anymore. The Atma that sits within you has liberated the entire bloodline. Now you attain the state of Shiva, Adi Ananta. There is no father and there is no mother anymore. They just exist. You are their oldest ancestor. By this logic, Mahadeva has absolute mastery and he can decide Skanda needs 6 seeds, 6 seeds will be given. And those 6 seeds will do the 6 purposes. Whereas Brahma does not have that Shakti. Similarly, any successful man, a definition of successful is not just immense wealth, immense success in career, immense success in political career, immense success in IT career, immense success in banking career. No, that is just one small facet. Grace of Devi hai. So you attained that. But the seed is still a slave to the sthula because the Pitrus are not liberated. You are not the master of the bloodline. So who can own the seed? Adi Ananta. You have to liberate the bloodline. He who can liberate the bloodline is the master of his seed, and his santan will know he will be able to power the required qualities in that son. He can decide and power it. So the rishis were able to do this. Many of the rishis were able to do this. They were able to attain that state. He who rises above the highest state of Rajasi Guna will master the seed. So this is why liberation of the Pitrus becomes very important. Liberation of the bloodline becomes very important. And he who is able to liberate attains the state of Shiva. Own your seed. Men must own their seed. Until then, you are just continuing, and you yourself will be back in the same bloodline, because what do they mean when they say the cycle repeats? You are back. You were there at that 5,000 crore actor, then you will see the son who's not able to hit it, then you will see the son's son going nowhere, then 2-3 generations later nothing will happen, then you have to come back and finish off the karma that you had, but because you had not finished it, you had not liberated the pitrus, and you will come back. Immense wealth is a huge trap. See, people should know when to detach. When you're so attached to your career, when you're so attached to your small business projects and all that, and you 10 crores aa gaya, 50 crores karna hai, 100 crores karna hai, 1000 crores karna hai, I'll tell you what will happen. So you're sitting in an asan, you have built a good bungalow, 10,000 crores is your worth. In that pin code alone you take, let's not even go beyond that. In that pin code alone, there is a girl who is not able to go to a next college because she doesn't have 10,000 rupees extra, or she doesn't have 5 lakhs extra. She cannot go to UK to study because she does not have 25 lakhs. Her father is not getting an educational loan. Yahan pe problem hai. So that girl is sitting in the pin code and cribbing and crying. There is a man who just lost his job, and in front of his eyes he's unable to pay the EMI and going to lose the house. All of them are having an empty garbhagriha, wishing for cash, money, in the same pin code, whereas you are sitting in that bungalow with 10,000 crores, trying to make it 11,000 crores. She and he, the two examples I gave, are wishing for that same cash. They put that suffering into that lack of cash, and that suffering is simply a karma now. So the most beautiful wealth to have is spiritual wealth, because very few people want it, and even if you want it, you can freely distribute it. No, you can't go to big platforms and distribute. That is very dangerous. You can at least sit very comfortably in your own space and distribute it, and it will give fulfillment to whoever need it. Spiritual wealth is the most beautiful wealth that you can distribute free of any karma, and it is abundant because it is cosmic, Brahmanda Gyan, right? It is cosmic knowledge. However, this money that you keep in abundance, it is simply you holding 10,000 crores worth. Okay, 10,000 crores ka problems and cribbings and people suffering, lacking that 10,000 crores, which could be like 2 crore people are suffering, they need that 10,000 crores can give them relief. Some people cannot pay 5,000 rupees EB bill. Their current is cut. They're sitting and crying in their house. That cry is attached to this 10,000. So cash, do not look at it as a physical entity that you're putting maximum into your account and you're just saving for all your pitrus. Arey bhai, that entire pitrus will now have to burn for that, for every single one who is not able to pay the bill, because that 10,000 crores unko bhi need tha. This is why the Smashana is the most important facet of your race. If Devi invokes Smashana in your life, and puts you at a place where, arey, 10 crores aa gaya, chup karo aur baith jao. 10 crores sufficient, right? 2-3 generation ke liye fine hai na? Whatever you wish to buy, you are able to buy. Don't go after that 11th crore. Baith jao. So many times you look at famous actors, actresses and all who are suddenly disappearing and they go and sit in a simple life. They are not failures. They are not failures. They are successful actually. You have to go into the depths to understand this. They are not the failures. The failures are the one who are now looking at 11,000 crores, but the 11,000 crores ka jo karma hai na, he has to pay it in how many lives? He has to know the pain of that woman who was not able to pay the EB bill. So her small fan is cut off and she's unable to sleep in the night. Her kids are crying in the night and she did not have money to pay that EB bill. I am not trying to be poetic here. I have no interest to be poetic. I'm telling you what is immense wealth, what does it entail? How dangerous is it to hold cash? What is cash? Money. Anybody who finds that their career has come to a standstill and they are no longer able to rise and they become spiritual, usually it is Devi who's doing that. So abundance is not just immense wealth after wealth after wealth. You're getting screwed. You're getting absolutely screwed. Because every cry has to be answered, because you are holding that cry with you. You're holding it. I will not give you. Let us say that, this is my 10,000 crores and that girl over there is crying, wishing that she had this 10,000 crores. Say, not 10,000 crores. She wishes that she has 10,000 rupees. You're holding it. No, I will not give you. So that suffering she gives you, throws it onto you. So, invocation of the Smashana, suddenly people disappearing from heights of success, becoming nothing. They're not the ones who are actually losing. That Smashana has already been invoked. And if he holds Devi right, in that Smashana, he'll find that he's in abundance. Paise aa rahe hain. Bills are getting paid. Simple hai life. Grandiosity touch nahi ho raha. But simple hai. This is Smashan Kali. When your life has attained the state of absolutely burning off and into the fire, she sits with you as a mother, telling you that I'm not giving you the 10,000 crores, I'm not giving you the 20,000 crores ka wealth, I'm not giving you that extra 5,000 acres because somebody else needs it, and that cry of that person needing it will destroy you and have you birthing more. And the bloodline will have no liberation, and the seed will not be owned. The seed remains, just as Brahma's seed is never liberated. Brahma's seed is bound in karma. Your seed too shall be bound in karma, and you will not be able to decide. You will not have the prana shakti within you to say that this seed that is going into the womb will now become A, B, C, D. Utna shakti nahi hoga, because you don't own the seed. You are in a rented body. Your 10,000 crores has nothing to do with the Pitrus. You're even screwing the Pitrus to such an extent that the Pitrus will now say that, "Arey yaar, 10,000 pe ye baitha hai," and this entire just okay. Let's say Mumbai city or let's say Chennai city. He sits at 15,000 crores. Pin code chodo. Let's go a little more. Take for 10 pin codes of Chennai city. Imagine the suffering inside that city. How much of suffering? And it directly equates to what you have within you. What is that? Cash. इसको क्या चाहिए? Cash. Tallied. Simple. Right? This is why when failure comes immensely, understand that it is abundance. But the abundance will not be the definition of the Pashu that thinks that 10,000, say 11,000 crore jana hai. That is not what it is. You are detached from the design for a reason. Learn it. Le lo. Smashan invoke kar liya. Smashan of your career. But sufficient paise aa rahe hain. You're getting sufficient money. Understand that you are being saved. Learn to redefine the definition of success. It is not to take everybody's tears on your head saying that I have 10,000 crores but I will not give you. Every time somebody sees you going in that exceptional car, no, they're like, wow, I cannot even pay my EV bill and look at this. Wow. You have to be very powerful, and the next sign is that your next generation will immediately not be able to embody what you are. That is the first sign that your body is rented. It is not owned by you. That 10,000 crores, lowest of the vidyas is wealth, cash. Highest is Adya. What is she? The one who liberates Brahma will be able to attain closeness with Adi Shakti, Adyakali, which is the highest state of Shiva. So what is it to liberate your seed? What does it mean? It simply means you have liberated your bloodline all the way till Brahma, gone higher and higher and higher. You attained the state of Mahesh, drank the poison, and gone all the way till Devi. And what is the highest state of Shiva? It is when Mahakala, center of the universe and center of the Mokshadwar, race towards one simple point where she places her right foot. Thereby, she is complete and she is 100. She is Shiva as well as Shakti, and Shiva powering her is at the state of Shunyata. When does Mahakala and Bhairava attain Shunyata? At her foot, her right foot, to be precise. So this is a subject generally. Failures will come. Look for clues whether you're still being kept well. When you're being kept well, it simply means that do not go run after that which seems to glitter. Usse beyond kuch hai. There is failure being invoked in your life for a reason. It is not that you have to fail. You're not going to lose your 11th crore. You're not going to lose your 12th crore. It is not that. It is that they be safeguarding you and taking you out and placing you onto a simple track. Isme jao. Be simple, happy, free. So learn to read the signs right. So today's video is more of a generic subject and not anything specific. I think we're done. So much Jagat Janani Shive. A simple line in Adyakali Stava with the greatest of meanings. Devi, Adyakali, is not just the highest form of Devi. She is highest form of Shiva itself, because You understand the pedestal, you understand what she is standing on, then you will realize that it is not that he is come there to just calm her. He is come there to give her adhara and declare what is standing there. What is standing there is my highest form of movement. When I move and I create, when I walk around, I walk as Kali. Linga Rupini, Linga Sthitha, any Shivlinga, any time Shiva is placed into the form of a linga, it is Kali who is empowering and placing that and placing Shiva in that form. These are names: Linga Rupini, Linga Sthita, the one who sits in the linga as Shiva. So multiple clues that tell you that all projections of Shiva is Kali. All projections of the linga is Kali. Why? Because she is not form of Devi. She is the highest form of Shiva itself, because Mahakal is a separate form, Kalabhairava is a separate form, both race towards one point of shunyata or equilibrium and attain one state called Mahakala Bhairava, which is the point of the right foot of Adya. And who gives us that? Who gives us the ability to go near such a form? The one who we simply call Raktabija and throw him away. No, he's not just one of the villains. This is not a superhero movie. This is not Captain America or Spider-Man movie. This is understanding the secrets of the Guhya Devi, the highest form of Shiva. Worship of Adya is worship of Shiva's highest form, because there is Mahakala, there is Kala Bhairava, there is center of the universe, there is the Moksha Dwar, which leads to Kashi, which is the name of Kali. Kakara Varna Sarvangi is one of her names. Anything that starts with the letter Ka is Kali. Krishna, Kalki, Kali Yuga, Kashi, they are all Kali. Among the Bhairavas, Kala Bhairava, Kanda Bhairav, which is none other than Skanda, Murugan. It is all Kali. So I see in some comments people are confused on what is the form to worship. This is all her not allowing you that higher states. I saw some lady in the comment section trying to understand Tripura Sundari. So usually I just click on hide user, and so that I time hoga inka bahut time hoga, so that I don't have to see all these boring comments. It is meaningless. You cannot teach somebody Kali. That urge should come within. The Garbhagriha has to be empty. That state of Shunyata where the body is absolutely burnt and understood every facet of life, seen the collapse of the family life, seen the collapse of the heights of the family life, seen the collapse of the career and the heights of career, or everything who sees and has attained and equilibrium, realize that I'm not going all the way for 10,000. Everything seems to dissipate at this point. What is happening, Devi? Grana is also one of her names, right? Hate. Matihi. The mind is also her, Ku Matihi, which is the bad, whatever people project on you, the hate that people put on you, the greed with which they look at you, the jealousy with which they look at you. I will have a video on this specifically. I'm not going to address this deeper, because specifically I want to address these negative, that people try to call a negative क्यों हुआ है मेरे life में, negative क्या है. This I will address in a separate video, because that is a big subject. So any time, any kind of bad, good quantified by human ideology is all her, right? So if something is not happening anymore, she doesn't want you to push it anymore, and it is a Smashana now. Rise towards something else. Don't chase and don't keep thinking that ye nahi hua, kyun nahi hua. Leave it, detach and move on. She has invoked Smashana. Invocation of Smashana, understand the word Smashan right. It is not where human bodies burn, it is where humans burn, not the bodies. Humans burn while living. That is Smashan Kali sadhana. And she's not cruel, she's smart. She is Rakshasi because her nature is like that. She's immensely, everything she takes in. Because what is under her right foot? Think for a minute. What is under her right foot? Mahakala and Kala Bhairava. Center of universe and Moksha Dwar at her right foot. So voracious hai uski appetite. But mother, she's still the mother. So in Smashana, she's not sitting there to hit you. She's sitting there to welcome you. Just like your own birth mother, your Devaki in your life, welcomed you on the birthing table. So she's welcoming you and saying, don't fear. Aa jao. Yahi hai, main hu. It is me. It is for that, right? I will address. So, what is liberation of the seed? Attaining the state of Shiva. Until then, you are not liberated. You will not be able to power the right Shakti into your seed. It is just slave to karma, you will not be able to liberate your children. Your children are also slave to the pitru karma. They will also have to burn and fulfill that purposes, and they'll have to walk carrying that burden on their shoulder. They are not free. It is only at the state of Shiva that you are able to liberate the seed. Therein comes in the state of placing it in the womb, and the womb will be able to create Skanda, the greatest, right? So, if Shiva is not liberated, like Brahma, the seed will create only karmic implications in the bloodline. Bhairava Kalike, Namaste. Namo Bhairavaya Namo. Jai Khepa Parampara. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Shiva, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Adya.